Good news today. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, and Donald Trump have announced an unexpected new economic stimulus check for all Americans. Stay tuned until the end of this video to learn everything happening in Washington with this amazing news, which has surprised everyone in the United States today. Remember to click the like button, as that would really help us. And don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free. Let's get started, friends. Today, the American people wake up to fantastic news from the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, and the newly elected President of the United States, Donald Trump. They have decided to bring joy to all Americans who are still struggling with the severe economic crisis that has affected this country over the past few years. A new economic stimulus check is about to arrive for millions of people in this country, $1,400, which will be a great help to all Americans still suffering from the economic crisis and inflation, which continues to eat away at the pockets of working people. Today, the IRS has announced an unexpected economic stimulus check dating back to the era of Donald Trump. Do you remember when these stimulus checks were first distributed, which helped so much during the worst part of the pandemic? Well, it seems that Donald Trump's return to the White House will bring this new economic stimulus check of $1,400, which will be a great help for the American people. Check your mail carefully in the coming days, as the IRS announced that you could be receiving a new economic stimulus check of $1,400. The IRS, which has been in charge of distributing these stimulus checks over the past years, confirmed this news. I've been saying for months that Donald Trump will bring back all those measures that greatly help the economy of this country, but especially that help the families of the American people during the worst moments of the crisis. If you like our content, please remember to click the thank you button. It would greatly help our channel. These stimulus checks are part of an effort by the IRS and the federal government to distribute funds. Today, they announced that $2.4 billion has already been approved and authorized by the U.S. federal government and Congress, who, in the last few hours, have decided to bring this new relief to the American people. By the way, this should have been done a long time ago because the American people have been suffering from this severe economic crisis for years, with no help from the federal government. Donald Trump wants to return to the White House by bringing happiness to all the people in the United States. The IRS has decided to announce this new economic stimulus check, which will help millions of Americans. Eligible taxpayers don't need to take any action. They don't need to register anywhere. These are direct payments from the federal government that will be sent to the homes of millions of Americans who are suffering from the country's ongoing economic crisis. The automatic payments will be sent to the bank accounts listed on the last tax return from 2023 or to the address the IRS has on file for each taxpayer. Keep in mind that many people will receive this stimulus check in their bank accounts, while others will receive it as a physical paper check. Therefore, I advise all Americans to check their mail carefully because, as we all know, we receive tons of junk mail every day, and we are used to throwing it away immediately. But please, check your mail in the coming days. Don't mistake your economic stimulus check for some advertisement or junk mail. Don't miss the opportunity to receive this great help that the U.S. federal government will be sending in the coming hours. Check your bank accounts and your mail carefully. The special payments announced today by the IRS will be sent to all taxpayers who filed a tax return for 2021 but left the recovery rebate credit field blank or filled it out with a zero amount, even though they were eligible for this credit. In short, it's a new opportunity from the U.S. federal government for those who filed their 2021 tax returns, but may have made a mistake by entering zero in the recovery rebate credit field and thus did not receive it. This new opportunity is being announced today. The IRS has informed the country that all these people will receive the money they are entitled to with this new economic stimulus check, which will be arriving in the homes of millions of Americans in the coming days. When I say home, I mean your mailbox or your bank account. So stay alert because this new relief from the federal government will be arriving soon. The payments will vary, but the maximum amount will be $1,400 per person, according to the IRS commissioner in a statement to the media. The IRS also published information online about who is eligible for the payment and how the amount each person will receive is calculated. I also like to tell people to check the IRS official website if they want to know more details about who will be receiving this new economic stimulus check and how much they are eligible to receive. This great help is, of course, a relief from the U.S. federal government for people suffering from the ongoing economic crisis in the country. By analyzing our internal data, we realize that millions of taxpayers overlooked the possibility of claiming this complex credit, even though they were eligible to receive it. This was stated by IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel in a statement to the media, bringing excellent news to the American people. This is definitely a final opportunity for these individuals to receive the great economic relief sent by the U.S. federal government to everyone living in the country. According to the IRS, checks started being sent automatically in December, and in most cases, they should arrive by the end of January. Eligible taxpayers don't need to take any action. The automatic payments will be sent to the bank account listed on the 2023 tax return, or, if applicable, to the address the IRS has on file. The IRS also plans to send separate letters to all eligible taxpayers to notify them about this special payment. Today, the IRS explained the details of these new economic stimulus checks, which millions of people will be receiving in the coming hours. There are still people who haven't filed their tax return, but still have the opportunity to receive this stimulus check. So, they must act quickly, as the IRS stated today. Taxpayers must file a tax return and claim the recovery rebate credit before the deadline of April 15, 2025, even if their income from work, business, or other sources was minimal or non-existent. So, be sure to act fast, friends. Important information. Remember to subscribe to our channel, click the like button, turn on the bell notifications, and share this video so that everyone stays informed. Thank you very much, and until next time. As we continue with this exciting news, it's important to emphasize that millions of people in the U.S. will benefit from this stimulus check, especially as the country faces one of the most challenging economic climates in recent history. The economic hardships many Americans have faced due to inflation, rising costs of living, and supply chain disruptions have made it increasingly difficult for families to make ends meet. This new round of payments is a much-needed relief, particularly for those who are still struggling after the effects of the pandemic, which left an indelible mark on the nation's financial landscape. With the government now stepping in to provide additional assistance, this stimulus check could play a pivotal role in stabilizing households that have been hit hardest by economic turmoil. Whether it's helping cover everyday expenses, paying bills, or providing some breathing room for families, the $1,400 check will serve as a lifeline for those in need. It's crucial to understand the eligibility requirements for receiving this payment. As mentioned earlier, if you filed a tax return in 2021 and left the recovery rebate credit field blank or incorrectly filled it out, you may be eligible to receive this stimulus check. This check is designed to correct those oversights and ensure that taxpayers get the money they deserve. The IRS is also emphasizing that this is a final opportunity for individuals to claim this money. So if you think you missed out on the previous stimulus payments, now is the time to act. In addition to people who filed 2021 returns, this check is also for those who meet the standard criteria for receiving previous stimulus payments. This means individuals earning under a certain income threshold, who are U.S. citizens or permanent residents, will be the primary recipients of this relief. The IRS is working hard to make sure that as many people as possible receive this assistance, and that's why they've made it an automatic payment process for most recipients. However, there are some steps that people who haven't filed their taxes yet must take to ensure they don't miss out. If you haven't filed your 2023 taxes yet and you're eligible, you must do so before the April 15, 2025 deadline. Even if you didn't earn much income or were unemployed, filing a return is still necessary to claim your stimulus check. The IRS is making it clear that this is the last chance to get this relief, so it's essential to act quickly and avoid missing this opportunity. If you have already filed your 2023 taxes, the next thing to check is whether your bank account details or mailing address are up to date with the IRS. Payments will be sent via direct deposit to the account listed on your most recent tax return. But if your bank account or mailing address has changed since you last filed, you could face delays in receiving your payment. The IRS has an online portal where taxpayers can update their information to ensure the payment reaches them promptly. Also, be on the lookout for any physical mail that may arrive in the coming weeks. In addition to direct deposits, some people will receive checks by mail. These checks will be sent to the address the IRS has on file from your 2021 or 2023 tax returns. So make sure to check your mailbox regularly to avoid throwing away any potential checks by mistake. As we know, many people receive numerous pieces of mail every day, including a lot of unwanted advertisements or promotional material. Because of this, it's important to be extra cautious when sorting through your mail. The last thing you want is to miss this crucial check, especially considering how much it could help you financially. If you do not receive your payment by the end of January, Or if you believe you are eligible but haven't received the $1,400 stimulus check, there are steps you can take. First, check the status of your payment using the IRS online tools. The IRS has a dedicated website where you can check the status of your payment and see whether it has been sent to your bank account or by mail. If you still believe you are eligible and the payment hasn't arrived, it's important to contact the IRS for further guidance. There are often delays in the payment process, especially during high demand times, so it may take some time for the checks to reach everyone. However, if your payment is delayed beyond the expected time frame, the IRS will be able to assist you in tracking it down. It's also essential to remember that if you didn't receive a stimulus check for any reason in the past, you could still claim it as part of your 2023 tax return. The IRS will allow you to claim missed stimulus payments as part of your tax refund, and this could provide some additional financial support. In the current economic climate, every bit of financial assistance can make a huge difference. Inflation continues to rise, and prices for everyday essentials like food, gas, and rent have become a significant burden for millions of Americans. This stimulus check will help alleviate some of those challenges by providing immediate financial support that can be used for a variety of purposes. Whether it's helping to cover utility bills, healthcare costs, or simply putting food on the table, this check will be a welcome relief for many. Furthermore, this payment isn't just a temporary fix, it's a symbol of hope for the future. The actions taken by the government show that they recognize the struggles of the American people and are willing to help ease the financial burden. This is especially important as the economy begins to recover from the disruptions caused by the pandemic, and many individuals and families work toward regaining financial stability. If you're eligible for this economic stimulus check, remember to take action now to ensure you don't miss out. Whether you need to file your taxes or update your information with the IRS, time is of the essence. As a reminder, the deadline to file your taxes and claim the recovery rebate credit is April 15, 2025. If you fail to act before this date, you may lose the chance to receive this financial assistance. The IRS has been working hard to ensure that these payments reach as many eligible individuals as possible, but it's also up to you to make sure your information is correct and up to date. If you take the right steps, you can ensure that this economic stimulus check reaches you as soon as possible. So, be proactive, check your mail, update your tax details, and stay informed. This is a vital moment to receive the support you deserve, and the IRS is doing everything they can to help. We hope that this stimulus check will be a much needed relief and help ease some of the financial pressures that millions of Americans are currently facing. Remember, you're not alone in this, and there is help available. Thank you for staying informed, and best of luck as you navigate this important process.